Thank you very much, Ramona. I kept guessing Homer for the quotes. I was wrong. Very few people really feel the heartbeat of their city as intensely as Jacque Howard. Jacque Howard is, well, what you would call Trenton, New Jersey's ambassador without portfolio. Certainly no job or single title could cover all the efforts that he undertakes. Under the banner of civic engagement, Jacque unifies people behind art and reading and performance, athletics, gardening, even urban resurrection. And springboarding from his Trenton365 Radio Show, which he hosts, Jacque builds people together. He showcases talents that do exist, fosters those in the making, and he builds pride. So, how do you vitalize an historic city, imbuing it with the fertile soil for all the people who live there today? Follow Jacque Howard around for a week and find out.
Well, you kind of threw me off there, Bart, but first of all, I want to take a couple of moments here just for us to have a brief moment of silence. And the reason why I like to do that is it's a great opportunity for all of us to center ourselves. Not a lot of time, just join me for a moment or two. All right, thank you very much. So first of all, I want to start off by saying thank you for this wonderful facility. I think it's important for us always to give thanks, not only in our everyday lives, but also in the lives that we live in environments like this. This facility, this educational opportunity here, in addition to that, all the people who are here as well. I'm going to run through a series of things, but I think Bart did a great job of introducing me. I don't have one particular thing that I'm super passionate about. I have more irons in the fire than prongs on a fork. And at the ripe age of almost 51, I know that this is not going to change anytime soon. I assume it's just going to continue to get bigger. So I'm going to run through some notes that I have here and just talk about a few things. Bart knows this, and several others do. I was born in Trenton, New Jersey, but grew up in Ewing Township, which is a suburb of Trenton. And it was a rural part of Ewing at the time because we didn't have any sidewalks, there was one traffic light, etc. I lived in a house where I'm the youngest of 7 children. 2 doors from me lived my maternal great aunt, and 3 doors away lived my maternal grandparents. My mother is one of 13. So at any given time, there were dozens of people around. Sunday dinners were huge. And my grandfather, Jimmy, who was a General Motors shop steward, ruled this village. And he was a little man, much smaller than me, and I am vertically challenged as well, but he was smaller than I am today. In addition to that, he ruled this community very specifically. It was a man's world. In addition to that, I'm going to demand respect, and I'm going to expect everyone to respect me. That was something that I didn't realize when I got older that it would make so much sense. Fast forward after college in Philadelphia with a background in art and fashion, marrying my beautiful wife who's here today and having a beautiful daughter as well, we moved back to Trenton. When I moved back to Trenton, everything was going great. I had a wonderful corporate job in the industry that I wanted. I was going to New York and Philadelphia when I needed to or wanted to. It was fantastic. Well, that corporation decided that they were going to restructure and that they were no longer going to manufacture clothing in the United States. Therefore, I took a package and decided what I was going to do, or had to decide what I was going to do with the rest of my life. After about 2 years of searching and trying to figure this out, I was fortunate enough to land a job in the financial industry, working for Merrill Lynch. Most of you know that the financial crisis happened and Merrill Lynch was acquired by Bank of America. I was part of the transition team. However, being part of that transition team came with some health challenges as well. Most of us in corporate America, especially in a leadership position, know of the stress that is involved with leading a team of individuals. So at that time, I decided that it was probably best for me to not spend my time in corporate America, so I left. By the advisement of my doctor, of course. After several years of trying to figure out what the next retrenching would be, I decided that I would hyper-focus on the city where I was born, which was Trenton. I started to join several nonprofit boards, ones that were interested or showcased an interest in what I was interested in. So I joined the Isles Inc. board, as well as Artworks Trenton, Care Trenton, and a few others. During that time, I got an opportunity to really meet my neighbors. And when I say meet my neighbors, I mean develop a deep relationship with my neighbors. Not just a cursory wave as I was going to my car or walking in the house, but having communal dinners, shoveling out their parking spot as well, making sure that if a delivery package was left on their step, I would take that package and bring it to them later. Since then, we've developed a local civic association that won a citywide award. Several of my neighbors are now some of my really good friends, so much so that they're now part of our nuclear family. And we spend time together on a regular basis, having dinner and entertaining each other. I'm going off my notes here because this often happens to me. I get filled with the Spirit. And when I say the Spirit, I mean some people would take that and put it into a structure of a particular religion. I think I've elevated beyond that. My faith is spiritually driven, but it's because I fully believe that all human beings are created in the image of God. Therefore, if that is my belief, I need to live that out every day. I need to be concerned about when my local neighbors in my community, but also those around the world, don't have clean water, don't have educational opportunities, or they're suffering from social injustice, etc. And I passionately take those to heart. I don't have the opportunity to travel around the world doing these things, but what I do have is the ability to do them right where I live, which is in Trenton, New Jersey. Some of the initiatives that I focus on there is the Library Boxes of Trenton, which is an initiative that Bart Jackson and Prometheus Publishing have supported in the past. We had, at the time, 4 public libraries in the city of Trenton, 3 of which are now closed. We have 1 public library for all of the city of Trenton, and it's located in one of the least populated portions of the capital city. So my initiative was to gather some old newspaper boxes that were discarded, partner with the local arts community, upcycle them into free library boxes to distribute reading materials to anyone. To date, we've distributed well over 10,000 pieces of reading material for free throughout the city of Trenton and beyond. Another project that I'm extremely passionate about is having an indoor and an outdoor skate park built. Many people don't consider recreational sports opportunities when they think about inner cities. We think about the traditional big 4, baseball, basketball, football, maybe even soccer. Well, in the city of Trenton, it's been a destination site for skateboarding for people around the world. Even our local politicians don't even know that. So because of my relationship with the local community, we're working on a grassroots DIY effort to have 2 skate parks built in the city of Trenton, 1 indoor and 1 outdoor. To date, we've had dozens of young people get on skateboards for the first time and to experience this recreational opportunity. And it's actually even translating over into them doing a better job in school. So I'm excited about that. Partnering with nonprofits is also something that behooves us when we consider the work that we do. Mercer Street Friends is a county-wide nonprofit that focuses on food distribution. They're the food bank for Mercer County, New Jersey. Locally, we partner with them to distribute food on a regular basis in our local neighborhood. And to date on that, we've distributed food to well over 1,500 families for free. My next initiative is one that oftentimes makes people perk up a little bit, and usually for the wrong reason. Cannabis is a plant that grows around the world. It's a natural plant. Most recently, we've realized the medical benefits of this product, of this plant. In addition to that, we know that the industry is coming. It's approximated to be $50 billion by 2025. Think about that, $50 billion industry. In New Jersey, it's a little difficult because of the pharmaceutical companies that are here, but I'm pushing that initiative mainly from the perspective of the average person getting involved in this industry. This is going to be the biggest redistribution of wealth in most of our lifetimes. To date, less than 2% of Latino Hispanics, Blacks, and women are involved in this industry. Again, it behooves us that if we want to have this redistribution of wealth, to stop social injustice, and to fight recidivism, we need to consider what are some of the factors, and one of them is cannabis. So in closing, I'd love to have a conversation with each and every one of you. If you want to be a guest on my radio and TV show, that would be fantastic. If not, I'd love to have a meal with you and talk about what you're doing and to see how we can partner, and so that we can consider about how we can all work together to build a better community for everyone. In closing, I thank you all very much. I appreciate Prometheus Publishing and my relationship with Bart Jackson. Thank you very much. Let's have a good night.
When I first met Jacque Howard, he was one of the few people I know who could talk more than I did, and the difference being he talked sensibly. And but what fun was when we started the library boxes. His goal is always to find the people and get them supporting. So if you had a batch of old newspaper boxes that you were going to turn into library boxes and spread around town, you'd say, "Hey, load them on the truck, white boy." I'll think, no. What Jacque did was he got artists, each one to exhibit their talent and decorate it. He brings in the artistry, and I think we need a little bit more of that in when we think about creating. And also, to do this, we went into a bar where Jacque holds sway, which is true of most bars in Trenton, actually. But everybody walked in, they knew him, or if they didn't, Jacque got to know them very quick. He is the ambassador with the ultimate outreach, and that is a characteristic that should be more admirable in us all. Thank you. Jacque, come on up.
Professional one first.
Should we turn around for the next picture?
No,
Yeah, sure.
All right, thank you. All right.
Yeah, I do want to say a couple quick things here.
Please do.
So it's been a pleasure for me to spend some time here. Bart is someone that I've gotten to know over the years, and he is someone that makes me laugh genuinely. I really appreciate his humor and so forth, and these awards are something that I'm excited about, and you can count myself and Trenton365 in supporting in the end as this goes forward. But in addition to that, everyone here, I want to empower and encourage you in some capacity to think about where you are right now, where you were in the past, and where you want to go in the future. And know that there are people around you that want to get involved, and they want the support that you have, and they want to know what you know. I spend a great deal of time with young people who were in junior high school and high school, and they are always super encouraging about what older people are doing, and they want to learn more. So let's take this energy that we have, let's take this knowledge that we have, and make sure that we pass it down to the next generation. Thank you all very much.